You probably already know this, but these are the types of beautiful, sexy women that can be found at bars and nightclubs all over the world. In fact, because these nightlife venues are filled with such sexy women looking to have a good time, it can be a little intimidating to most guys, leaving them feeling a bit uncomfortable at these places. In this video, I'm going to share with you a closely guarded secret that's a bit unusual. 3 simple steps that will make the hottest women at any bar or club begging to come home with you after meeting for just one night. This is without any pickup lines, parlor tricks, or creepy wannabe hypnosis garbage. I know you're thinking it's too good to be true, but anyone who has used this technique can tell you that it works no matter how old you are, no matter how shy you are, no matter how overweight you are, how bald you are, how broke you are. Because it neurologically stimulates specific areas of a woman's mind and communicates on a psychological level, they cannot stop the feelings of attraction as a result of this chemical release in their brain. It's all biological and almost a little unfair. My name is Czar. I'm a dating coach, and I've been teaching this life-changing technique to my clients here in Los Angeles, California. Now, I need you to listen very closely. This video contains some of my biggest attraction secrets. I know you're a busy person, so I'll make it quick. But it's important that you pay attention because I don't know how long this video will be up. I'm sure I'll get a lot of controversy from the women in this world after this. Before we begin, I know what you're thinking yourself. You're thinking, yeah, I already know bars and clubs are filled with sexy women, and that most are single and looking for a man. But I just wouldn't know what to say if I approached them. I wouldn't know how to get a woman attracted to me after just one conversation. I wouldn't know how to get her number or a date. I wouldn't know how to go for a kiss or bring her home with me for a passionate night of sex. You're thinking, all the advice I've heard from people will never work, so I'll just accept that I can't do it, cross my fingers, and hope for the best. Hope for a woman to find me one day. Okay, hang on a second. Let me stop you right there. What I'm about to teach you will fill your weekends with dates and give you the power to choose any woman you desire. It is not a set of magic tricks to use in a bar hoping to look cool. It doesn't have any stupid advice like just be yourself, which has no practical use in the real world. It has nothing to do with cheesy pickup lines, and it doesn't involve anything ridiculous like trying to use hypnosis on somebody. And yeah, there are guys that do that. These 3 simple steps are the result of a discovery made from real-life data. If you're already successful with women, or prefer to learn it all on your own, then just close this video now. But if you've ever gone longer than a month without exciting sex with a young hot woman, or if you've ever had a girl that you liked stolen by some loud douche, or if you feel too old, too fat, too ugly, or too bald, or if you're tired of constantly trying to get women interested in you, this technique will get women chasing you. Before we get into it, let me tell you a bit about myself. I'm a dating coach, a certified life coach, a speaker, an author, and I've been fortunate enough to have helped thousands of men across the world effortlessly attract the women of their dreams. But before I discovered all this, I was completely clueless about women. When I was young, I was in the military, and I was ripped. I'll be honest, I looked pretty good, and yet I was still a virgin. Trust me, it's not because I didn't try to get women. I definitely tried. I just couldn't. I witnessed other guys who were skinny, bald, or overweight getting laid every week while I got stuck in the friend zone with every girl I met. I had to witness these girls go from one guy to the next, hearing their relationship problems, hearing things like, oh, I wish I could find a guy like you, or I wouldn't want to ruin our friendship. It didn't make any sense, because I was the image of a perfect man that you see in magazines and television. I was a nice guy who looked like a muscular male model. Even the uglier guys these women dated were always confused as to why I was not hooking up with any of them. I returned home with my first lesson about women. Looks don't matter. Then I thought what every man thinks. Money is the key to getting women. Women want a man with money, so that's what I need. So I worked my way to a successful career with a very well-known company. And I had a lot of money and power. And guess what? It was worse. Much worse. I couldn't even become friends with women anymore. The only time any woman would give me any attention is if I was buying her something. My money was making it worse for me. So I learned my second lesson about women. Money doesn't matter. Soon after, my job was outsourced and I was laid off. I was incredibly lonely and I hit rock bottom with women. I just gave up and realized that unless I figure out this part of my life now, I will be old and alone. Any hopes of meeting a woman relied on pure luck. I'm sure you understand the feeling, just crossing your fingers and hoping that everything will work out, that you'll possibly meet a girl through a friend, or that a relationship with a pretty girl will just happen to fall into your lap. I hated that feeling. Because not only do you have absolutely no control over your situation, but it kind of makes you feel like less of a man. Especially at the bars when you see other guys attracting women while you're sitting with your buddies, drinking your beer, trying to act like you're not envious. So I started researching, just as you're doing. I watched every video on the internet and used my endless money supply to get every product out there. And instead of just reading, I took it further. I personally visited different bars and clubs to actually test out every single technique that I found. You name any technique or product, and I've most likely already tried it. I did this 3 to 4 days per week for 3 years straight. That's over 3,100 hours of research in real-life environments. I treated every outing like a science experiment, testing and recording the results. And you know what? Most products out there are bullshit. During my research, I started to see certain patterns emerging. Now, since I'm a software programmer, some say that I think like a computer. I started to compile my data and create algorithms and formulas that I can repeat and perfect over time. Along with that, I read hundreds of books about neuroscience, evolution, psychology, you name it. In the end, what I discovered was 3 simple steps that any guy can repeat over and over that would make any woman feel attraction very fast, like within minutes of meeting. And since you're creating a chemical reaction in her brain, she will simply feel an uncontrollable attraction to you and will have no idea why. She won't even care either. She'll just turn to her friends and say the classic line that women often say, "There's just something about him." The tip I'm about to share helped Milo go from being alone in the city to bringing a beautiful woman home each weekend in just a few days. Thanks, Milo, for letting me use your pictures. When it comes to dating in our modern society, unfortunately, men get the shorter end of the stick, no matter where they live. Unlike beautiful women who have their choice of many guys that are interested in them, men don't typically have the same amount of options. In fact, studies have shown that 80% or more of men feel unconfident in their abilities with women. And the older we get, the less stamina and testosterone is produced in our bodies, giving us only a small window of opportunity to enjoy an exciting relationship with a beautiful young woman. The reason why most men are not confident around women is because we were never given any instruction on what attraction truly is. Let me give you a quick anatomy lesson so you know why the tip I'm about to share is so effective. I promise not to get too technical. There are 2 sides to each brain, one logical, one emotional. Over hundreds of generations of being hunter-gatherers and protectors, the male brain evolved to value logic over emotion. For women, it's the opposite. Over hundreds of generations tending to the children of the tribe, the female brain evolved to value emotion. So remember this, men focus on logic and facts while women focus on emotion. Now, the secret to how attraction is sparked within a woman lies in the brain's anatomy. Specifically, the difference between what's called white matter and gray matter. In general, men have more gray matter than women. This part of the brain processes facts and information, which is perfect because that's what we focus on anyways. Women, on the other hand, have nearly 10 times the amount of white matter than men. White matter represents the networking of or connections between the sides of the brain. Long story short, this basically means that a man can feel attracted to a woman solely based on logical information, like her meeting his criteria. Since the female brain focuses more on emotions, a woman can only feel attraction when there is emotional stimulation connected to that. In fact, since this white matter, these connections, are so prevalent in the female brain, most decisions and opinions of women are directly affected by these emotional connections. So get a pen and paper, because this is the formula for attraction. Attraction equals logic plus emotion. We'll get back to that in a minute. I'll put it up in the corner so you don't forget. Another thing I want you to learn is that we've all been lied to. I know it's hard to believe, but women are actually more sexual than men. Statistically, 72% of women want to have a good man in their lives, and a whopping 90% of women admit to masturbating. Not only that, but 66% of them admit to masturbating at least 3 times a week. That is a lot of masturbation. When you look at the facts, you start to realize some things. Which gender is capable of having waves of multiple orgasms? Which gender has an organ specifically designed just for sex? Which gender has several spots which induce different types of orgasms? So if women are far more sexual than us men and are actively looking for men, why is it so damn difficult? The answer lies in one word: slut. Being labeled a slut is one of the biggest fears among women. This is why they hide their sexual desires and refuse the advances of men. So basically, these two factors are the causes of your lack of success with women. Most all other techniques treat the symptoms, but not the root cause. Being nice or using your money to buy her things might make her feel like she's not a slut, but it will not create any attraction. Following a complicated system of tricks might entertain her for a bit, but it does not address the underlying problems preventing her from wanting to have sex with you. So the question is, can you really spark attraction in a woman intentionally and get her to want to have sex with you? Absolutely you can, and it's actually pretty simple. The key is to accomplish the underlying goals, attraction and sexual freedom. Once this is accomplished, you can sit back and let her chase you. So take a moment and imagine that you can approach any woman in a bar or club. Get her laughing and touching as you guys talk, have her friends encouraging you two to get together, kissing her while she blushes, having a great time, then leaving together as you go home with her. This is exactly what some guys are doing every weekend. And I'm sure you've seen it. They're the same guys I used to be envious of, but I didn't want to admit it. Now I spend my weekends teaching guys how to do that exact same thing. It's also exactly what happens when you use this technique. So what is it? Well, as I've said, this simple 3-step process is called the ACE Seduction System. ACE stands for the 3 steps, ACE, attract, control, and elevate. Step 1 is to attract. Page 17 explains exactly how to spark that first initial reaction, and as I said earlier, it is done very fast, like within a few minutes. I go into detail about exactly how to approach, but basically you need to project confidence during the conversation because confidence is the most attractive thing to women. And if you're not confident, just act like you are. Nobody can tell you're not. And remember, this first 5 minutes of conversation is when you utilize the formula for attraction you learned earlier. Attraction equals logic plus emotion. This means you must stimulate her emotions by making her laugh or teasing her or confusing her, anything that will make her feel something. On page 26, I go further and give you techniques to create deep, long-lasting attraction. But that will get you a girlfriend by making her fall in love with you, so only use it if you're serious. I don't want you intentionally breaking hearts. Not only is it a dick move, but it'll bring you a lot of drama, trust me. Step 2 is control. This is where you control the interaction and deal with groups of people or any other issues that might come up. This is important to learn because attractive women rarely travel alone, and getting her attracted alone won't stop her friends from pulling her away. On page 43, I go into detail about rejection from women. There's even a way to turn it around and use it to your favor, essentially reversing the rejection. When you reverse a woman's rejection, her friends will join your side and will actually break down her defenses for you. I also give you ways to get past any tests because attractive women often test men for their reactions. Since they constantly have men vying for their attention, women develop a way of screening men to determine their level of confidence. So remember, if she's testing you or teasing you, it is a very good sign because she wants to find out if you're a potential mate, which means there is some interest. If she's completely uninterested in you at all, she will either ignore you or just be polite and formal, and that's bad. On page 51, I give you a simple technique that will win over any guys in her group. Even the toughest alpha male will be introducing you to his female friends, putting him to work for you. Winning over these guys is very important because they can easily get between you and the women you want. The third and final step is elevate, commonly referred to as pulling the trigger. This is when you elevate your relationship to the next level. Whether you elevate from strangers to friends or from touching to kissing, this is the key to avoiding the friend zone. Most guys don't know how to elevate or are afraid they might be rejected. This is why the ACE seduction system uses the power of others. If somebody tells you they're smart, you may or may not believe them. But if your friend tells you that person is smart, it adds more validity. This power of a third party is why you should get her friends to work on your behalf. And I show you exactly how to do this by winning them over. Elevating your interaction can be done very fast when you're alone with her. On page 71, I give you exactly what to say and what to do to get the kiss. Actually, it's not a kiss. After this technique, she'll be making out with you. So it's more of a make-out being the first kiss. I mean, of course it's more than a kiss. She'll be attracted to you at this point, so everything you guys do will be more passionate than the average interaction. Anyway, this kissing technique has worked every time for me and my clients. It's so effective that most of my clients end up kissing a woman during the first conversation. Even more, on page 88, I give you a step-by-step technique to bring her home and initiate sex in a way where she will be begging for it. This works so fast and so well that most of my clients don't even care about getting phone numbers anymore, and neither will you. Using these 3 simple steps, she will most likely put her phone number into your phone without even asking. So if you don't want her number the next morning when you guys wake up together, I recommend hiding your phone or something. The stuff I teach in the ACE Seduction system is so powerful. It's not a bunch of magical self-help mumbo-jumbo or long, complicated, and unrealistic steps that must be followed. It's written in a very straightforward, do this, then that type of way. Every man is capable of this, and it is not difficult at all. Simply put, it's written for the real world, and it isn't full of fluff and theory like other so-called programs. In fact, it's the same technique I teach to my clients here in Los Angeles, California. And I know for a fact that my ACE Seduction system will work for you, because I'm literally teaching this to guys each and every week. I'm so incredibly confident that if for any reason you decide this program isn't for you, you can just send me an email and I'll give you a full refund, no questions asked. I'll even go a step further and let you keep everything for free. Seriously, it's on me. I know you're thinking, okay, that sounds great, but how much? Alright, let's get to the point. Let me tell you everything that you're going to get. First, you'll obviously get the ACE Seduction system, of course. This will give you the exact breakdown of the 3 simple steps to attract, control, and elevate. A technique that is engineered to generate attraction and sexual freedom. You'll learn how to destroy your approach anxiety, which is holding you back from approaching women. You'll learn exactly how to approach and what to say to spark attraction. You'll learn how to destroy competition from other men and how to get her friends to adore you and encourage her to hook up with you. You'll learn how to quickly build intimacy with a woman, how to get that first kiss or make out, how to bring her home with you, how to initiate sex, and even how to get sex on the first night of meeting a woman. Since I want you to really succeed as fast as you can, I'm going to give you some pretty awesome bonuses. In fact, it's kind of unfair to the people who have bought these books, but what the hell. First, I'm going to give you my book called Female Encryption Key: Secrets of Social Dynamics. This book goes into detail about the female mind and the underlying subtext of every social interaction. You'll learn more detailed tips on how to overcome the most crippling approach anxiety. You'll learn the reason why nice guys finish last and exactly why women fall for the bad guys. You'll learn the specific characteristics that women find irresistible in a man. You'll learn how to build rock-solid inner confidence and body language in any situation. You'll learn the science of a woman's mind and how to unlock the secrets of what's called a verbal orgasm. I'm also going to give you my other book, Attraction Scripts: Proven Seduction Routines. This is the largest collection of word-for-word approaches, jokes, conversational topics, all engineered to generate attraction. This is a comprehensive index filled with hundreds of word-for-word approaches, topics, all engineered to psychologically generate the maximum amount of attraction with each word. You'll never run out of things to say. If you want the exact words to say when you're approaching, keeping a conversation interesting, going for a kiss, or even getting sexual with the woman, it's all in here. Finally, I'm going to throw in my newest creation, the Wingman System: Advanced Seduction Techniques. This describes the most advanced techniques for what we call cooperative attraction. This is not something to be taken lightly either. It is the result of hundreds of psychology publications, hours of viewing security footage at bars and clubs, and thousands of hours in the field practicing these very techniques. It is very powerful stuff. In fact, using these techniques, you and your wingman will be able to attract crowds of women at once. This literally happens with me and my buddy, who goes by the name of Hydro, every time we go out. It is a bit overwhelming, so you should probably save that one for last. So how much? You're not going to spend thousands of dollars for FaceTime with me or any other dating coach. You're not going to have your intelligence insulted with parlor tricks, gimmicks, or pickup lines. The regular price for all these products is well over $300, which is almost the price I charge for my clients to meet with me. Since the ACE Seduction system is instantly downloadable, I don't have to pay the overhead for my office rent, or pay my assistant to answer the phone or schedule appointments for me. Since I want to make this affordable for everyone, I'm not going to charge anywhere near that much for this program. I won't even charge $250, $200, or even $150. I got into this business because I wanted to share what I've learned with those who are truly dedicated. You've shown me and yourself that you're committed to handling this part of your life, and you want to learn how to attract any woman easily, giving you the options you deserve. Otherwise, you wouldn't still be watching this video, right? So because of your dedication, and because you've sat here listening to me ramble on, I want to give you a free trial to my Accelerated Seduction program. In this program, you'll get weekly courses filled with video, audio, or written instructional seduction techniques and attraction training exercises specifically designed to skyrocket your success with women immediately. Whatever your skill level, this program enhances your effectiveness and dramatically speeds up your comprehension and mastery of this skill, a perfect complement to any attraction system. So, to make sure you have absolutely no excuse not to take control of your life and start enjoying a life filled with exciting sex with attractive, young, sexy women, I'm giving you the entire Ace Seduction system and all those bonuses for only $67. $67. Not the $300 I normally charge my clients here in Southern California. $67. But you have to click the Download Now button at the bottom of the page. And don't forget, you're fully protected by my Attract Her or It's Free guarantee. Take a full 8 weeks to test drive the Ace Seduction system. And like I said before, if you're not completely satisfied, just ask me for a refund and you can keep everything for free. Just my way of saying thanks for giving this a shot. I truly hope this is the moment your life will change. I've laid out a roadmap that will give you an exciting life filled with the power to attract any beautiful woman. And now it's up to you. Can't wait to meet you, and I look forward to your success stories and to you changing your life in the days to come. So make today a game changer. Click the Download Now button to order right now.